We know Pittsburgh football fans are in a bit of a slump right now. American football, that is, following the Steelers' loss to the Bills last weekend. But Heather, European football, or soccer, is giving our city plenty of reason to cheer.
You know it. What a year it's been for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Today, the city hosted a championship rally for the team after the Riverhounds claimed their first ever USL championship title. Mary Hours is outside braving the cold to celebrate their red-hot season. She's with a couple of key members of the team.
Thanks, Heather. Well, I'm outside right now. I want our viewers to feel like they're part of this winning Riverhounds club. The parade was a cold one, but it's really exciting. So the best way to do that is to bring them right here. And I'm with head coach. This is Rob Vincent and Captain Danny Griffin. So, hey, guys. Okay, I know nothing about soccer. I've been to your games. They're amazing. The crowd goes crazy. And you guys, you won it all. So I want you to tell me a little bit. So you became the head coach 2 months ago, and you brought them all the way to the title. So what is that like? Are you still pinching yourself?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. It all happened very quickly, and we were kind of in the midst of just challenging to make the playoffs. So, yeah, it was just about, trying to get everybody together and try and put a good run together.
So how did you do it?
It's the guys. I mean, yeah, they fought hard all season. The season is a long, 9-10 months. So, they all bound together and made my life a whole lot easier. And, yeah, thankfully we got the trophy at the end of it.
I love it. All right, Danny, you have to take me back through this moment whenever you won. What was it like?
It's a feeling like no other. Like it was hard to describe. Once that final penalty kick went in, it was just a great feeling. The guys went running to celebrate with the Steel Army, who made the trip for us, and yeah, it was just amazing feeling. So proud of the group, and obviously it's a long time coming and a long time in the making. 26 years of the club, and yeah, we're just so excited that we could bring a championship home.
That's insane. 26 years, and you guys did it. Okay, so what does Pittsburgh mean to you?
Everything. I came here out of college. It's pretty much played my whole career here. I have 6 years here. I met my wife here. I have a home here. And yeah, we just love the city. It's the city of championships, and we're just glad that we can join it.
That's really wonderful. Okay, and I want to go back to you. So you said you were from Liverpool. Yep. So what's Pittsburgh mean to you? Do you love it here? What's it like?
I do. This is home now, yeah. I played here too, so I've been here since 2013. Again, my wife's here, my daughter's here. So yeah, Pittsburgh's definitely my U.S. home.
That's why we're all here. It's home, right? It's great. Okay, and then what are your holiday plans? We got to talk about that a little bit, right? It's Christmas. You got some snow?
Yeah, sticking around. We have another little one on the way in January, so that's exciting, but we definitely don't want to be traveling around too much. So, yeah, we'll be here all the way through.
Awesome. So what's next for the Riverhounds?
We go again next year, yeah. I mean, we've set the standard now, so this is the target each year. We want to try and bring some more championships.
So you have a new stadium coming, and a new title along with that. We're going to manifest that right now. Okay, and then let's go to you. What are your plans for the holidays?
For the holidays, we did Thanksgiving here, and then we'll head to Connecticut. That's where I'm from, so we'll go see my family in Connecticut and be there for Christmas and the New Year's, and then it's back to work.
I love that. Okay, so we're outside, obviously. A very cold parade that was downtown earlier today. Are you a fan of the snow? I'm a meteorologist. I have to ask this question.
I am. I definitely want a snow during Christmas. That's my favorite time. Then after that, it's back to because luckily we have the indoor facility. So after that, yeah, I'm good for the week of Christmas.
I love that. Okay, so we have so much in store for you guys next year. I know it's going to happen again. Again, this was wonderful. Congratulations to you guys. A wonderful parade, and it's the USL champs right here with me. So we'll send it back to you, Heather.
Mary, that was amazing. I know it's really exciting for them. And truly, I think the city and everybody is just investing so much in this team.
Yes.
Seeing the expansion of Hyde Park Stadium, it's going to be incredible. You got to go see them in action.
It's already an incredible stadium.
I know, really
what an amazing accomplishment for them. Thank you so much, Mary, for that. Tickets for the 2026 Riverhounds seasons are available now. You can find a link to that and more on our website.
And speaking of sports, the Pens play tonight. They're on the road versus Tampa, and they are coming off a big win in Philly on Monday night, beating the Flyers 5-1.
Oh, and by the way, Sidney Crosby is closing in on Mario Lemieux's all-time Penguins scoring record. Sid had 2 goals Monday night. That leaves him just 7 points behind Mario's numbers. So I think he's going to surpass it.
I think he might. Coming up, finding love nowadays isn't just about chemistry. It's about clicking, tapping, and maybe even letting an app weigh in. Whether you're single or trying to keep up with your kids' love life, learn more about the latest tools and trends taking over the dating world. That's next.
when dating meant meeting someone at the bar or being set up by your sister's friend's cousin. Well, now the bar has been replaced by your phone, and the cousin is the algorithm.
That's right. Maybe your kids are using these apps, or you're thinking about rediscovering romance in places you never knew existed on the internet. So today we are breaking down the latest digital love trends with Dr. Jess Galani. So happy to have you here. I feel like I need educated in this because I have a lot of friends who are using apps like this, but I'm not very familiar. And it's expected to continue to be used widely in this next year.
Yeah, it's a massively popular and massively crowded space, the technologized dating options that exist. And I admit I don't have firsthand experience either, but I've talked to my students a lot and I've talked to my friends a lot. And it is just how so many people meet other people. I can't remember the last wedding I went to where people met in person. Yeah, like they're all online, you know, dating related weddings. So that's kind of proving that it's working.
Yeah, I just think it's normalized at this point. But let's talk a little bit about a specific app of which I had never heard of before. It's called Raya, R-A-Y-A.
Yes. Yeah, I kept hearing.
Raya? Is it Raya or
I honestly don't know, embarrassingly. I kept reading about it in the news and was like, why is everyone talking about the Disney Dragon movie? Because
that's what I felt the same way.
As a mom, that was what I assumed it was. But apparently it is a dating app that's trying to fill a niche or a niche where the people on it are very carefully screened and it's very exclusive.
So, because I think that we can run into a lot of people who are problematic or trolls, and I don't know why somebody would want to create a fake dating profile just to kind of lead somebody on, but it happens.
Yeah, it does. And I think when you're putting yourself out there for love or for just romance, it's a leap of faith that makes you feel really vulnerable. So the idea of this being a rigorous screening process, I imagine is very comforting to a lot of people. There is a very long wait list for this program. There's, for this app, there's, I think, 2.5 million people as of August, and you have to pay to be screened. You have to pay, I think, $25 to even have them look at your application and consider it.
And so I think what makes this app very interesting is that a lot of celebrities allegedly have been on this app before, because there are some parameters where you're not allowed to talk about who's on the app, if you're on the app, right?
Yeah, you could get booted from it. It's like Fight Club of the dating apps. So if you take a screenshot, you get a warning, and if you take more than one or you are caught leaking who's on there, you could get the boot. So some celebrities that people might recognize that are on there, Simone Biles met her husband on there. Drew Barrymore has joked that she got stood up on a date from there. Charlize Theron. Olivia Rodrigo didn't have nice things to say about it, but she did indicate that she tried it. Channing Tatum, I was going to use his name. Trevor Noah, even Joe Jonas has been on there at different points. Recently, Taylor Swift's brother was supposedly on there. So I don't know who's leaking it. You're not supposed to be leaking it. But yes, celebrities, athletes, lots of public figures consider it to be a safer space because of that vetting process.
Well, I must say, it does feel good to know that these celebrities are going through the same thing that all of us are.
I want to ask you about AI, because we've talked a lot about AI, but how are some of these apps now using AI or integrating that into their programs?
Yeah, all of them are at this point, because all of the big tech companies are integrating it into everything. And Tinder very recently announced that they have an AI that they use called Chemistry, very aptly named, and they are using it to, I guess, automate and make more effective some of the match suggestions, saying that the compatibility will be higher because of the AI technology that they use.
Oh, interesting.
But
so it could be helpful.
Yes, it could be helpful, but they charge for all of these extra features, which is part of why Facebook dating is having a moment, apparently, too.
Tell me more.
So Facebook dating, I didn't even know this, but it was rolled out in 2019. And you don't have to, it's just a service. It's not a separate app or anything like that. It's sort of like Marketplace for dating, I guess. And it's very popular, actually, surprisingly, among young people. There's this perception that Gen Z is not on Facebook, but they do. Some of them use Facebook dating because you don't have to pay anything extra for the top matches.
Well, it's kind of like, I feel like millennials are using Facebook still, but I'm using it more for Marketplace now than anything else.
Yes.
Like that's why I'm using it. And I think that we're seeing this generational shift on who's using what apps for what.
I have some people who are on Facebook and they're having a good time there. So
So fascinating.
Yeah,
Good conversation.
Good, yeah.
Thank you, Jess. Dr. Jess, by the way, offers commentary on both tech and culture on our Instagram stories and Substack newsletter. We're going to link you up on our website. Go to kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.
All right, well, still to come on the show, a major player in tech is driving its way into the Burgh, and it could change the way we move around the city. That's next. There's a new arrival to the Pittsburgh transportation scene.
One that could bring, I had to take a deep breath, big innovation and a whole new kind of convenience.
Yeah, so this is big tech news for Pittsburgh. Waymo is coming to town. So the autonomous vehicle company, they are setting up operations here and starting with a fleet first of manually driven cars. This all rolled out this week, so you may start to see some of the cars driving around downtown. But they're going to wait a little bit of time before they get into the fully driverless vehicles. And I mean, I think Pittsburgh is ideal for this location. I mean, the amount of robotics talent that we have here, especially the terrain, all of the hills and one-way streets, this makes the city ideal for testing this type of technology. They are also testing this in Baltimore and in St. Louis. And so for a lot of people, depending on how you look at this, it could mean easier commutes, really new transportation beyond like your traditional ride shares and transit systems like buses and subways and cabs.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're taking a deep breath here. What do you think about this?
I think that, like a lot of people, there are questions about safety, not just for the people who are in the vehicles,
Right.
but then for the people who are pedestrians and crossing the street, or are we going to see any, you know, animal accidents, for instance, or other vehicle accidents? I mean, I think, you know, as someone who is in a car driving, you can still have an accident as the driver, right?
Absolutely.
So if I'm the driver and I caused the accident, you still have somebody else in another vehicle. Who are they going to be able to react? There's no one in the car. So what is the reaction time in a situation like that? So I think that there are a lot of questions. Unfortunately, this is one of those situations that if we're going to move forward with a program like this, the only way to perfect any kind of incidents is to have them out on the road to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
I wonder what
You're
that.
skeptical.
Well, and it's just, you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
You don't.
You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
And
That's it.
to that point, that's one of the reasons why Uber got, because you remember when Uber was testing their autonomous vehicles here, there was a pedestrian accident, not here in Pittsburgh, but in another part of the country. And so I think that's why that program got pulled. But to my understanding, Waymo, they have perfected their autonomous vehicles. I'm going to say not perfected, but the technology is a lot better.
Yeah.
And so they're testing these, and they're actually implementing these types of cars all over the country. And so Pittsburgh might be added to that list where we have fully driverless vehicles going around town.
It'll be interesting
It'll
to
be
see.
interesting to see. Like, I
It'll
was
be
just
interesting.
thinking of, like, you know, if a driverless vehicle can merge after you come out of the Fort Pitt tunnel, like like if you can defeat that merge, you can do anything.
I know you had a list of things that might be the complicated parts of this. So what do you think are going to be the most the hardest things for them to navigate?
I think that merge. I think I don't know. Just waiting in the traffic.
The Squirrel Hill Tunnel.
Squirrel Hill tunnels. That. Maybe like a movie will come on or something while you're just sitting there waiting. That would be great technology.
I bring up this series all the time. If you have not watched Upload, it is on Prime. Please watch it because that's how they travel. They use their fully driverless vehicles. And I wonder, I mean, there's so many of the things that they feature in there, they have 3D printed food. And so there are things that they've integrated into this show that you're like, I could see that happening.
I could see it happening.
I could see it happening.
Yes.
And the driverless vehicles are one of them.
All right.
So we'll see.
I have to watch it. It's still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, an important conversation about women's health, specifically mammograms. A normal scan may not see everything, especially if you have dense tissue. We're learning about something extra, an injection you can add. Wait until you hear what it can see.
And from America's scariest hike to a wedding in the wild, this Pittsburgh couple's journey through every U.S. national park is the ultimate love story. And they're joining us right here in our studio. Their adventure is next.
Imagine visiting every single national park in the country while building a love story along the way. That's exactly what Pittsburgh natives Chris Truxell and Jeff Crum did.
From daring hikes to a romantic proposal and even a wedding in Olympic National Park, their 15-year journey is now a book. And we want to welcome Chris and Jeff with a beautiful book in front of us. I love the cover of this.
Thank you.
I don't know where we start. I guess from the beginning. So you two met, and it's funny because we were talking online dating. You two met online.
Online, yep.
And so you find yourselves in Florida at some point in your dating.
Yeah.
And what happened?
We saw signs for Fort Jefferson and take the ferry, and we're like, what's that all about? And we looked, and it goes out to Dry Tortugas National Park.
A lot of people haven't even heard of that one.
Yeah.
We hadn't actually even.
So but the trip was completely booked, but we got on a wait list. I got there early in the morning, made it on, and it's the middle of COVID, and you're taking a ferry out.
What a strange time.
Yeah. Oh, yes, most definitely. And we go out, and it's this beautiful place.
So before you left Florida, you had visited all 3 national parks there.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it started. We just did Dry Tortugas and Everglades, and on the way home, we're like, we might as well just hit Biscayne. That way we can say we saw all 3 in Florida.
Right. And yeah, mine as well. Of course, I would have said the same thing. But this thing has morphed.
Yeah.
And you guys have made it to all 63 national parks, which to me is a dream come true because I was telling you both, I love hiking. So I was fangirling when I first met both of you.
Well, it didn't happen overnight. Like it started slow, and it really took about 15 years. So, but we always say it was one of the greatest things that happened to our marriage to have this mutual quest to tackle together.
And so you guys did a lot of flying back and forth. I told you that my goal at one point is to rent an RV and drive to some of these with the kids in tow. But you would fly out, and that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we did all the eastern ones we'd drive to.
Yeah.
But flying out west and going back and forth and, traveling to them, I'd try to put them all together.
As much as you could.
Yeah. Get 3, 4, 5 of them all together on one trip and then come home and, a couple months later, head back out.
Okay, well, I want to see some of these. Like, I want to feel like I'm there. So tell us about some of your most memorable experiences.
Well, there's always the hikes. We always like to go on the hikes, right? And going to Olympic National Park, there's Mount Storm King. Going up to the top of that, in Acadia National Park, you have the Beehive with the beautiful overlook that you showed earlier. But then in Zion, there's America's scariest hike up to Angel's Landing.
Oh my God.
That's in Utah, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
in Utah. And you have to win a lottery to get the pass to get up there.
That's
and
part
if
of the
you notice in this, that's me filming. Chris is just flying way ahead of me. She's way out in front, just
And you're just like holding on for dear life.
That looks really high.
Yeah, it's 1,000 feet drop off on either side of you.
Oh, wow.
And you're holding on to that chain going across.
Do you still feel your heart beating from that?
Oh, yeah.
And so you
Even
guys,
just watching it.
because this became so much of your journey together, you two actually decided to tie the knot at one of the parks.
Yeah.
So we got engaged in Glacier National Park. And then we got married in Olympic. And what's kind of nice is here's the engagement at Lake McDonald.
McDonald, is this the lake that has all of the colored rocks on the stones?
Yes.
And she didn't know, and that's kind of, I said, look at all the cool rocks. Why don't we get a picture out there?
And that's when you did it.
Yeah.
Well, and you've used all of these wonderful stories and the memories to write this book and kind of compile what you've learned in your journey along the way. And I love, we just saw the picture from your wedding, and that's actually what inspired the cover here of the book.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And then we honeymooned in Hawaii too, so.
You could see the national park there.
But what's great about the book is we have a lot of great information about the parks, but we try to intertwine our love story and our family story in it. So I think it could appeal to a lot of people.
Well, now I want to know, what do you do next? You've been to all of the parks now. Do you take
There's probably some we go back to. There's some hikes we didn't get to that we'd like to do. Some Canadian national parks. Who knows, Costa Rica or
take it international.
Yeah.
I think it can start small, though. I think your message, when we went to Tennessee, we went to the Great Smoky Mountains, then we hit a national park on the way back, and it's just, once you do it, you're like, oh, we should do this. It's easy to buy into it, just to see the country.
I'm just curious, what place do you like to hike locally?
Ohio Powell's always great. McConnell's Mill, You can go up
I
there.
was gonna
There's
say,
a lot up there.
I don't mean to interrupt, but have you heard of 1,000 Steps? It's within maybe a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's out east, but it is very cool. It literally
past
1,000
Altoona.
steps up and beautiful views.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but that's a day trip.
Yeah,
that's
day trip to
something
take. Thank you so much for joining us and for
thank
sharing
you.
your story with us. A National Park Love Story is out now. It can make a great gift for an outdoor lover this season. We're going to link you up for more information. Just go to kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.
Fascinating. All right, coming up next on Talk Pittsburgh, our winters aren't exactly known for sunshine. So how do you shake off that seasonal slump? Our question of the week dives into beating those winter blues, and your answers are coming up next.
All right, the days are getting shorter. The air is getting a little bit colder, and it feels like Pittsburgh has already used up its sunshine quota for the month.
I agree. This time of year can really test your mood. So today we're turning to you for a little inspiration, and we're asking, how do you fight the winter blues? Hopefully this helps us all lift our spirits a little bit in this very gray, gloomy city.
I know, and so many of you weighed in, and I think this is great. We're all going to give each other a big warm hug and get through this together. We do this every year, Pittsburghers, and we could do it.
We know what to do here. Okay, so up first, Marion Donnelly says, walk while it's still light every day. Bundle up and go. She just goes. I love that.
Well, and I think you have to take advantage of the light when you can. Edith says, usually it's my dogs that keep me from being sad. They're always keeping me busy, so I don't have a minute that I can be sad. And this is one of those things, if you have room in your heart for a little animal, they will keep you busy and bring some joy.
Absolutely.
They certainly will.
All right, Jess PGH says, I lean into seasonal decorating to keep my house feeling cheerful. I also watch a lot of classic films in winter. The AFI 100 is a good place to start working through. Okay.
This is Dr. Jess.
Right. Oh, I see.
I should have talked to her about decorating.
I know.
Now I'm
You
regretting
should've.
not having that
But I
conversation.
do the same thing. I love to stay in and snuggle up.
Side Hustle Pizza, which we have to have on the show. Pizza, beer, and family, they say.
Oh.
I love Side Hustle Pizza. I am like stalking their Instagram.
Yes.
Because it's exactly what it is.
Side hustle. Yeah. Side
Started
hustle
as a
pizza.
side hustle, and they're doing it, and I
Love
love
that
it.
name.
I think pizza will serve as a kind of like a catch-all
Absolutely.
for any problems you're having.
Makes you happy. Suzanne Thompson says, I am a natural redhead. We make our own vitamin D.
Well, Suzanne, as someone who was never a natural blonde and is not a natural redhead, I can see what you're saying.
Yes. Do you feel like you have more vitamin D?
I do.
Yes.
I feel like I'm soaking it in now. Just coming in through my scalp.
All right, good. She has a lot of vitamin D there.
Our friend Dr. Katie Stewart, she also weighed in on this. She says snuggle up with a good book, and it's the perfect time for hot yoga, so you get those sweats in, get all those toxins out. I'm telling you what, a good book.
I was going to say, that's your
That is my thing. You snuggle up next to a window under the blanket. Ooh, you're going to feel so much better.
That's so good. Marianne Mulligan says, indoor lights. I have them on the mantle, entertainment center, around the door, and entryway for fall, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. It really lifts my mood.
So I'm glad that she brought up the lights, and I think she's talking different lights, but our producer Brittany actually brought this in because this is what she uses. This is one of those, I don't know if it's red light, but it kind of illuminates and brings in some of those natural lights that you would get from the sun. She said that she puts this on, she turns this on, and then she does her makeup. I said, how long do you sit there for? She said 20 minutes. I said, what do you do for 20 minutes? And she said, I do my makeup.
Okay.
She uses the light to help her.
She takes her time, too. And in the meantime, she's
I know a
making
lot
herself
of
less
people
depressed.
will use this artificial light to kind of help with that.
Cool.
Lori says retirement. Now that I can go out during the day and see daylight, when I was working, I didn't get to see much of it. I highly recommend. I think that's the problem is for anybody who was working, especially during the day, you go into work, it's probably still dark. You come home, now it's dark, and so you lose all of those daylight
Never see the light.
hours.
Yeah. Got it. These are great answers. I love this.
I'm actually going to
I
ask
feel
Brittany where
inspired.
she got this because I want one for myself now.
Get one.
All right, don't go anywhere because still to come on the show, nearly half of all women have it, dense breast tissue. It can make cancer detection more difficult, but now one extra step to your annual mammogram could change everything. We're going to learn what that is next.
The Did you know that dense breast tissue can make it harder to spot tiny tumors on a mammogram? Well, that's changing thanks to an emerging type of screening that helps doctors see what's often missed.
So joining us today are Beverly Goldwasser, who went through this herself, and Dr. Amy Kelly, who is explaining why this could be a game changer for women's health. And we're so happy that both of you are here to share your story and what is going to likely help so many women out there. And I would love to talk with you first, Beverly, about what you went through and how this really was so helpful for you.
Well, my breast history begins back in 2018, and I had something suspicious, and I had it taken out, and it was benign, and that was fine. And I thought it was one and done, and I'd never have to worry about this again. And so I went for mammograms every year after that, and they were fine until this year. They found something suspicious, but they found only one tumor. And when I went back, I had the contrast dye test with a mammogram, and at that point they found other tumors around it.
Wow. So which would have been missed potentially.
Yeah, so had they operated and just taken out the one and missed the others, my prognosis in the future would have been pretty grim.
Oh,
so my hope is that other women with dense breasts, please go get this test. It's a lifesaver, and it certainly did save my life.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. So wonderful they found that. Dr. Kelly, talk to us a little bit about contrast mammography and what is it and how it's helping patients like Beverly.
So contrast enhanced mammography is an emerging breast imaging technique that we've actually been doing at McGee in the research setting for over the last 10 years. And all of our research and all of our data has consistently shown that it is an excellent imaging tool for the detection and diagnosis of breast cancer. It's very helpful in dense breast and high-risk women. And we're excited to share that it's now FDA approved in the diagnostic setting and available for all of our patients at McGee Women's Hospital in the diagnostic setting. And a little bit about how it works is IV contrast dye is administered prior to a mammogram, and with the contrast in the software, we're able to get 2 images of the breast. One is a normal mammogram, normal anatomy that we see, and the second picture is a subtracted picture where the breast tissue parenchyma is subtracted out. We're left with a black image and only areas of increased blood flow that happen in most breast cancer.
Is this, now talk to us about those images that we're seeing there. Which one is the one with the contrast?
So the contrast enhanced picture is the one on the right of the screen.
So where you see just that one?
Just the one, that is a breast cancer, and we can see it very easily. It shows up bright white amongst a dark black background, and it is also on the 2 pictures of the regular routine mammogram on your left, but the cancer is also bright white amongst the dense breast tissue, and it can be masked.
So I know, as someone who has dense breast tissue, and I know there are so many women out there who do, right, as of this point, I've only been told about ultrasounds. So ultrasounds are an option in addition to just having your regular mammogram. Who would be a good candidate to have something like this, to have that dye inserted?
Right, so this is a fabulous opportunity. It's great for women in the diagnostic setting who have dense breast tissue, who are recalled from their screening mammogram for additional imaging, who have a current diagnosis of breast cancer, who maybe perhaps cannot get a breast MRI, and for high-risk women. And what we found is that all of our research has consistently shown that if 1,000 women are offered the contrast-enhanced mammogram after a normal mammogram, we can find an additional 7 to 10, sometimes even more breast cancers.
Wow.
In addition, after those women have had a normal mammogram. So we're finding more breast cancers that are potentially missed, and this new technique is also helping to eliminate unnecessary benign biopsies too. So it's really filling in the gaps that the limitations of mammography.
And Beverly, you've had conventional mammograms before in the past. Was this type of was it any different having the contrast added for you, the experience that you had with it?
Slightly, but you know what? It was so worth it. And from what I understand, this growth is probably about a year old. So had I had that test a year ago,
You may have been able to,
it might have been a much different picture.
And just one last question, because I know, you know, we recently had a CT scan for one of our kiddos, and I know that when you insert that dye, it does take some time to like work through your whole body. So there's a little length of time that you have to wait. Is that the difference here?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so IV contrast dye is administered, and actually it's quite quick. Within 2 minutes, the mammogram pictures are obtained. Image acquisition from contrast administration to completion of the imaging is actually quite quick. It's about 5 to 7 minutes.
Wow. Okay, so much. That's really interesting.
Yeah, very quick, very affordable, available. So it's a great technique that works.
What an amazing option. It's going to help so many women.
Yes.
Thank you, Beverly, for sharing your story.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you so much.
If you would like to learn more about contrast enhanced mammography and see if this may be a good option for you, we will have a link for you on our website, and we'll be right back.